Namaskar. The topic that we are addressing today is an extremely important topic which concerns us all. If addressed correctly from its very roots, it can actually solve many social and economic problems of our country as well. But before I go and talk about a few points about this topic from my heart, I have a confession to make. Until a few years back, I would categorize myself as a male chauvinist person. Male chauvinist in the true sense, both culturally as well as in my behavior. I'm blessed by 2 daughters, but I must say that I had a lot to change within myself in the last few years to deserve to be standing here talking about this topic. So it's in that context that I can say that today I'm also very proud that I'm a pretty good work in progress, and I can call myself a true feminist, a feminist who truly believes in the equality of women and men in all 3 aspects: social, political, and economic. So with that preamble, I would like to talk about 5 major points. My first point is, let's raise daughters as they are. किसी लड़की को बेटे की तरह बढ़ाने की जरूरत नहीं है. In our households, typically in India, whenever we are proud of our daughters or we have a lot of love on our daughters, we say in front of everyone, ये हमारे बेटे की तरह है. Nothing can be more demeaning than that for the daughters, because it makes them feel as if they are not good enough. Daughters by themselves are complete. We have to look inside ourselves and just tap into our soul and humanity. Every person is complete in themselves, whether they are men, women, or of any race. So that's an extremely important aspect which I wanted to talk about. As much as our daughters love pink dresses or like to get dressed up and dance, they also have a steely determination, and they can be very courageous and resolved in whatever they want to do. So let's celebrate that as well. My second point is related to ourselves. Whenever we want to make a change in our efforts to see a change in the world, especially when we see our daughters struggling or women struggling generally in the world, we want to go and help them. That's a very good thing to do, but equally important is to look inside ourselves. The society that we live in is created by ourselves. And if we tap into our own inner soul, I think we'll find all the answers. We need to get in touch, us men need to get in touch with our femininity as well. Every person is complete with both the feminine and the masculine aspect. In fact, even Lord Shiva is considered to be half man and half woman, and the ultimate complete personality. So just like we honor courage, we should honor compassion as well. Just like we are proud of people who can express themselves, we need to tap into our listening skills as well. And just like we value strength, we should value sensitivity. My third point is related to women at work. As a company, we are very keen to get a complete even keel between men and women, or with men and women, in our organization. And I'm proud to say that we have reached a level of 40% gender diversity in our company. But we have a long way to go, especially in behavior patterns. So I'm going to talk about 2 particular elements which is work in progress in our company, but needs a lot of awareness as well as attention. The first one is making sure that when a woman decides both to be a mother and a career professional, she gets the support in the companies that they work in. And this support should be unbiased. For example, whenever we are recruiting a young married woman, there is an unstated conversation happening in the room. when will this person take maternity leave, and we have to pay her for 6 months or whatever period she wants to take and observe her back in the company. Now that's a conversation which needs to happen in the context that there should be no bias. One has to realize that women often are and can be more productive than men. Also, women, when they come back as mothers into the company, they have learned something very, very important. Now, in our company, we are teaching everyone to be a leader. We are also talking about resolve in a big way. When a woman takes care of their child, they are completely resolved about it. They have no questions about it that the child's safety as well as nourishment is going to be taken care of by the woman. So that's an attribute which a person develops when they become a mother. And that's the attribute she can bring back to the company. That kind of resolve to anything that she takes up within the company. So let us welcome and celebrate mothers in our company. Let us give them an absolutely even choice in terms of making sure their social decision to be a mother does not impact their economic careers. The second important point I want to make about women working at work is, and I've been guilty of that many times, is we have a team meeting going on with say 1 or 2 women and 8 other men, and the women brings up a point and we tend to move on and not listen to that point that attentively. The same point, when it is brought up by a man, we take notice and say, good point, while the woman beside him is wondering, but I did bring up that point earlier. Similarly, expressive women who have a point of view in companies are often branded to be strong or emotional or difficult. Same expressive person as a man is often thought to be a leader. So these are points which I have observed in working environments, and I wanted to share with all of you so that they are addressed actively. The next point I want to talk about is choice. All human beings are born with 2 things, choice and dignity. And they're both interrelated. Without choice, you can't have dignity. And there's no point of having a choice without dignity. So let's make sure all our daughters have true, genuine choice in what they want to be. If they want to be a scientist, if they want to be an army captain, they want to be an actress, and equally, if they want to be a homemaker. In our quest to introduce more women in the economic cycle and progress of our country, let us not forget the value of a homemaker. The social and economic value of a homemaker is as big as that of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur creates a home of a company, but a woman creates a home for the company's entrepreneurs to thrive in. So let's make sure that when we say behind every successful man there is a woman, let's correct that statement and say by the side of every successful man and woman, they are by the side of each other. So let's be at the side of each other rather than behind anybody. My last point is for all us fathers in this gathering, that over the last, my eldest daughter is 27 years old and she's there in the audience. And many of these points I'm talking about today I've learned from her, from my wife, and from my women colleagues in the office. And I'd like to say that as fathers, our relationship with our daughters is an exceptionally important relationship. A good relationship, a healthy relationship, an engaging, friendly relationship between daughters and fathers goes a long way in empowering them to take on when they go into the society, to integrate in the society in an equal manner. So let us not just be cuddly with our daughters when they are small girls. Let's also engage with them as they grow up. As they become teenagers, as fathers, we often outsource this relationship to our wives and say, please अब तुम बेटी के साथ ज़्यादा engage किया करो. इसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. We can also talk to them about their periods. We can also talk to them about their romances, their love affairs, as well as the breakups. As we engage with them, they will gain the confidence to engage with the society on equal terms. Remember, our daughters are always watching our relationship with our wives. And if we have a loving relationship with our wives, not only will they choose the right partner, they will engage in this world in a loving manner. Thank you very much.